Happy Tears Day. Let's keep fighting. Now this week I chose to work with probably two of the most challenging of runes, and they certainly delivered, and I'm okay with that, because in the cycle of reciprocity you can't just keep sort of expecting to take and take and take from the runes without giving something, and it being an organic relationship as you reach into, make contact with the runes, and they make contact with you. So it's fair to say that I put myself in a position to have some challenge, and boy, they delivered. All in all, the situation has calmed down, and that's fine. Obviously, I'm now sort of at the point of making some conclusions about that, and I'd say all in all, there's a perfect balance with the way things have gone and been. And I can start thinking about moving forward in terms of working with new runes from tomorrow and thinking about things for the future. And I have to say, it's burning in my mind a little bit that it's not just enough to make theories and make comments on the state of things in the world. It's not just enough to sort of practice this faith, these beliefs, develop or sort of walk this path of power without there being a purpose to it, an aim, a project to project towards, to achieving. Now, quite a while ago, and there's some videos on my Walk in the Path of Asatru playlist where I talk about negative energies and the Jotnar, and I've not really done much with that. Probably because it's very much I suppose, a UPG focus. I haven't really spoken about it to a great deal of people going, wow, okay, we got all these issues going on Midgard, on our earth, and what are we actually doing about it? So I've got ideas forming about, actually doing something about it. Because the more and more I think about it, obviously there's an argument for Jord being the earth, our earth, physically, and Thor is the son of Jord and Odin and is the defender of Midgard and is our heartbeat. So we are born of the earth, we have our heartbeat, We have these noggins, these brains, these feelings that Odin gave to us. What are we actually doing with them? Because it's not enough for us just to arrogantly assume that Thor is going to protect us. He is the defender of Midgard. In theory, the protector of his mum. That doesn't necessarily include us. What is up to us is to develop the right reciprocity with them. And that brings us into the reality of the world, that you can believe or not believe the issues around climate change. That's one thing. But there's also the way in which humanity treats itself. It interacts with different aspects of humanity and the things we do, the materialism. Then I think sort of if you just get... There's a whole sort of another kettle of fish if we just get onto the spiritual side of things. And I don't necessarily mean it has to be religion based. I personally believe one of the biggest problems we have is people are vulnerable spiritually, they're open, and they are having their hopes and their strength, their will devoured by negativity. That's the battle. We can do something about that, I think. For me, that's why I make these Path of Power videos, in the hope that if I can inspire some people to protect themselves in the very least, then that will make me happy, and more than anything else feels like it is the right thing to do. Obviously, that is subject to what you believe. If we take it to more of a baseline of general acceptance, there are a lot of issues in society that we can contribute towards helping by doing something. And it doesn't necessarily just have to be we throw some charitable donations towards something, though I'm thinking about that and have some ideas. It's more a case of how we practice and what we do, what we can do, and hope that in the process of doing that, it might make a difference, especially if there's enough mutual agreement between kindreds or people's practices that we might generate enough support that light is shone, that strength is given, will is resolved, and hope doesn't so easily get snuffed out like it seems to be at the moment. It's incredibly hard to sort of hold on to any positivity at the moment, and that's understandable. We've got to fight for it. And it's not necessarily physical, let's punch the crap out of something. It's more a case of we have to dig deep and project some light, project hope, and inspire others to join in and to cleanse and drive back these devouring entities that are having a all-you-can-eat buffet at the moment. So, if you watched this, thank you very much. A little bit preachy, I know. I will be seeing you soon, and I will be making some updates and putting into action some hopes, some plans that we can work on making a difference. Even if it's a small difference to begin with. There's a great big dam that we need to start digging into, hammering almost against. Let's give our boy 4 some assistance, or maybe prove that we are worthy of standing sort of alongside and fighting with against the devourers. Be good, be safe. Cheers.